Hello, Pritam ma'am. Do you have any questions? Hello, Pritam. You have raised your hand. Do you have any question?
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
We will start shortly.
Hello all, thanks for your patience, and I welcome each and everyone who are on board. So we as a UL group always try to introduce new products to the Indian market with respect to IIoT or Industry 4.0, and similarly we try to educate our customers on the same new products. Means when the new products introduced to our customers, there will be a new ideas amongst them. So that is the motto. So having said that, we are taking each and every webinars and discussions, virtual discussions on every product what we have. So in the further going, today's webinar also may be interesting and useful to your new ideas. So this will be a live webinar also. Mr. Pradeep will carry on. If any doubt or if any concern with respect to audio or video or maybe any technical clarification, please hold back and ask us. We can clarify you. And the eventual slide, we will share our email IDs and contact numbers where you can raise the queries. Thank you. Pradeep, you can proceed.
Thank you, Prashant sir, for the quick introduction. Welcome all participants in today's webinar. I am Pradeep Jadhav, IIoT Technical Support and Application Developer at Evel Electro Devices Private Limited. We at Evel Group help you to upgrade your existing plant in Industry 3.0 to Industry 4.0 with our revolutionary IIoT product basket range. We now in this third webinar series of Revolution Pi, we will see how we can use a Codesys platform can be used to program this PLC. In our previous webinar series, we have shown how we can program this in Python and Node-RED, and we have given all the product information. In this webinar as well, we will quickly go through the product variants available in Revolution Pi family, and then we will have a demo. So without any delay, let's dive into it. So the agenda of the meeting goes like this. First, we will see the product introduction of Revolution Pi family and all the variants available. Then we will see why Revolution Pi, then programming sources, open source and proprietary ways. As I have told already, we already did one webinar previously. So in that webinar, we have shown an open source way of doing programming Revolution Pi. Now in this webinar, we will see a proprietary way, that is using proprietary software called Codesys. Then we will see one typical applications, IT/OT convergence. Then security, because as this is a IIoT based IIoT product, it is going to be connected to the internet. So what are the security measures are there? Then we will see the possibilities with the Revolution Pi. After that, we will see the demo, and after that, we will see use cases and applications. Last but not least, we will see OEM brand labeling. So Basically, there are two types of RailPi variants. One is modular and another is non-modular. In first yellow square rectangular box, there are two variants which are of type modular. Modular means you can expand this gateway, that RailPi Connect, Connect Plus, RailPi Core, Core 3 and Core 3 Plus. You can expand these gateways with digital input output, analog input output and fieldbus gateways. In second yellow box, square yellow box, you can see they are non-modular, RailPi Compact and RailPi Flat. In non-modular means you can't expand these gateways using expansion cards like AIO module, DIO module, and fieldbus gateways. But it has onboard input output and onboard communication interfaces. So only difference between these modules are in type of processor, number of cores, clock rate, number of RAM, ROM, and in compact you have limited number of IOs on board. If we talk about RailPi Compact, there are 8 DI, 8 DO, 8 analog input and 8 analog output. And in RailPi Flat, there are 1 DI, 1 DO and 1 analog input, 1 analog output. Apart from that, it has 2 RS485 onboard ports and 4 Ethernet ports. In case of RailPi Compact, it has 4 USB and 2 RS485. And in case of RailPi Connect and Core, they are modular gateways that has inbuilt RS485 port. And in Connect, there are 2 Ethernet port as well, so that you can get data from OT site from one Ethernet port and send it to a cloud or your IT system using another Ethernet port. Next, we will see what are the expansion modules are available to expand these modular gateways. First, we have digital IO modules, then analog IO modules, CON expansion modules, and fieldbus gateways. We will take a look one by one. What is digital? What are the digital IOs we have? What are the analog IOs we have? And what are the combinations? We will see slide by slide next. So first of all, we will see digital input output module. So there are 3 type of DIO modules. First is RailPi DI. This is a digital input which has 16 digital input and 0 output, means it's just a digital input module. It has 16 DI, and this is a Revolution Pi digital output module which has 16 DO, and this is a DIO module which has 14 digital input and 14 digital output modules. These are the type of DIO variants available with the RailPi. Then we have analog input output module, AIO. In AIO, you can select your signal type in a software called in your configuration software. Then the AIO has 4 analog input inbuilt and 2 analog output and 2 RTD channels to connect the temperature sensors. And the voltage, this can be configured as a voltage or a current in a specified format. If it is current, it can be configured as 4 to 20 milliampere, 0 to 20 milliampere, 0 to 24 milliampere, plus 25 milliampere to minus 25 milliampere, like that. Same with the voltage as well. Next, we will see, we have recently launched another module called MIO module, that is multi-IO module. This single module has 8 analog input, 8 analog output, and 4 digital input and 4 digital output. So this is a multi-IO module. You will get all the analog and digital input output within a single module. Next, this was regarding digital input output and analog input output modules. Now we will see what are the fieldbus gateways are available with Revolution Pi. So you can see on the screen, without this RailPi's gateway, it is not easy to integrate a Revolution Pi device into an industrial network. So special protocols often used for data transmission, such as Profibus, Profinet, and right from Profinet to till DMX, Modbus, Silkbus, Ethercat, CANopen, Modbus RTU, Universal Serial Bus. All slave gateways are available so that we can easily integrate in industrial network with help of this RavePi gateways. Next, we will see we have recently launched one more product which is Codesys enabled, which has inbuilt Codesys runtime environment enabled. You can see in the screen RavePi meets Codesys.
280
When you use this Codesys with the RavePi, then you will have this Profinet inbuilt with the Codesys. Profinet, Ethernet IP, Ethercat, CANopen, Modbus. You won't have to purchase extra gateway for this if you are programming Revolution Pi in a Codesys. So today's focus will be majorly on Codesys, how we can get started with Codesys. We will see in one demo. And next, we will see why Revolution Pi should be used. There are many reasons. As you can see in the picture, everything is open, no strings attached. You can see the complete breakout of Revolution Pi Core 3 module, Raspberry Pi Compute module, which is placed in the middle here with the Raspberry Pi logo. Then what is advantage of open source platform? So obviously there is a price, because this point is why most open source software do not charge any fees. Hence, there is an obvious cost saving for the business being an open source product, and you have the full control, all root rights you have. You can program the way you want. The imagination is the only limit. And no lock-ins. Open source software is provided with no strings attached and written with widely used standard which allow communication and migration to other systems straightforward. Proprietary systems are designed to be incompatible with other systems so that businesses are locked in. Here, with the open source hardware and open source programming, we have no lock-ins. And there is a strong, fast and effective technical community is behind this product. If you have any questions, there is a technical forum. You can ask their questions, and you will get your answers from the brightest mind working behind this product or using this product. So till now we have seen all the product Revolution Pi variants and all its expansion modules, and what is the benefits of having it open source hardware. After all these benefits and all these available variants, analoging or IOs and with Fieldbus gateways, how we can program this? What are the ways we can program? So basically, there are two ways. First is open source programming, and another is IEC 61131-3 programming, like Codesys programming. You can program this using computer programming languages like Python, C++, Java. You have inbuilt Node-RED as well, which is a famous application for building IoT applications rapidly. Next, we have, if you are from industrial automation PLC background, even though you can program this RavePi using the ladder logic programming, that is IEC 61131-3 programming languages like ladder logic, FBD, CFC, or structured text. We have option Codesys as well and logicals as well. And in next few minutes, we will have a demo how we can use Codesys with the Revolution Pi. Then this is a typical application of IT/OT convergence. If you could see on the screen, this is a RavePi Connect module, which has onboard two Ethernet interfaces, onboard RS485, and onboard two USB ports. So, what is the benefit of having two Ethernet ports on RavePi Connect? So, one port can be used to collect the field bus or industrial or OT data, operational technology data, using one port, and another port, using another port, we can push that data to a cloud or your IT systems using MQTT, OPC UA, or HTTP, or APIs like REST API. Then, as we seen, this is going to be connect this product to IT systems or internet. Then, what are the security measures has been taken?
Raju, I think he's having some question. It's
Ravi,
Ravi.
do you have any question? You can ask me.
The Ethernet port which you have, can it act as a switch over there for having a ring network?
Sorry, can you come again?
The two Ethernet ports which you have got over there, can we have a ring network instead of having one side OT and IT? Instead of IT MQTT protocol, can it act as a switch between one node to the other node?
Yes, sir. It is possible. You can do with that. Can we proceed with our next slides?
Yeah, please go on, carry on.
Thank you, sir. So we have been taking a look on security. So it has inbuilt crypto chip called Atmel security chip ATECC508A, which is majorly being used in embedded devices, which are going to connect with the internet. So it prevents unauthorized access or it prevents cyber attacks. Till now, we got to know in detail about the product. If anybody have any questions regarding
Adil also is having some question.
Okay.
He's raised his hand.
Okay. Please, till now, if anyone has the questions, you can unmute yourself and ask your queries. Anil sir, do you have any question?
Yes. Since this Revolution Pi has two Ethernet ports, whether these two Ethernet ports can operate on two different domains, or it has to be on the same domain?
No, it has two different MAC address so that you can connect with the two different networks as well.
Okay, thank you.
Then
hello, sir. I have a query. Yes, sir. I have a query. Once this Codesys is loaded onto this Revolution Pi, these two ports can be configured for any Ethernet-based protocol, or will it be dedicated for its internal functions?
sorry, please ask your question again.
Once Codesys is loaded onto the RevPi,
Okay.
then the two Ethernet ports can be configured for any Ethernet-based protocol by using by adding an IO scanner or a Modbus TCP IP scanner or an Ethernet IP scanner or something of that sort.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The onboard ports, onboard ports can be configured using
Yeah, you can
Codesys.
configure any Ethernet-based protocols.
Okay, so we don't require to add any additional communication modules in case there is no requirement of it in the project.
On previous slide, there is one Codices slide which we have shown that if you are programming this using Codices, so these Ethernet based protocols, can you see my screen? Rev5 makes
Yes.
So if you are programming using Codices, Profinet, Ethernet IP, EtherCAT, CAN, Open Modbus, for these protocols, you won't need to buy any extra gateway or add-on module.
Okay, great.
You will get this adapter easily with the Codices.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Anyone else has any question till now regarding product or anything? Oh.
I just wanted to know how to save the data on it and how much we can save. Does it depends upon the SD card capacity?
Yeah, it is based on storage capacity as well, and based on your application. If you want to log the data, you can use the databases like MySQL, MS SQL. You can install, if it is a lightweight like SQLite database, you can install on Revpi itself. And if it is MS SQL or MySQL, you can install that database in any network PC, so that you can store your data in network PC, or you can store the data in cloud as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Still, anybody has any doubts or queries, you feel free to ask us. If anyone don't have any queries currently, shall we proceed with our next slides? So now we will see what are the possibilities are available with Revolution Pi. First thing, it is a smart control unit. You can use this as a smart PLC or a Industry 4.0 PLC. It can be your IPC, industrial PC, because this is a Linux based DIN rail mounted IPC, you can say, and it has a Linux operating system. It is an HMI and it is a web browser. This means you can use this device as a HMI or a web-based HMI. You can create your visualization or dashboard, and that dashboards or visualization can be accessed through the web-based web-based devices. From browser, just you need to put the IP address of the controller, and whatever the screens you have developed, you can access it through browser. Then it is a machine retrofit unit. You can use this device to enhance the functionality of your existing infrastructure or existing machine or factory or process. This can be used for a predictive maintenance solution, and this can be used as a edge computing device. As you can see here, it is AWS Greengrass unit. This is a edge computing software for AWS. You can use any edge analytic software, or you can do edge analytics of your own on Revpi itself. Then it is a cloud solution. You can add, it is a software platform as well. It means you can send the data or communicate this device to any cloud, or you can develop your own software applications on the device itself. Both things are possible. then it is a step 7 coupler. That means you can use this Revolution Pi as a coupler or interface module, IM module, to connect with a Siemens master PLCs, step 7 PLCs. So with one unit, you have the endless possibilities. So you can achieve any application or any application which are related to your IIoT. If you have any projects or IIoT projects to implement, that you can share with us. We can tell you how you can achieve that with the Revolution Pi. If anywhere anyone has any doubts, can unmute yourself and us. We can answer you. Now, next is a demo we are going to see how we can program this Revolution Pi using Codesys. I will switch my camera to my setup so that you can see the setup. I hope everyone can see the setup. I have placed the Revolution Pi and one DIO module. So we can have a quick look how we can program this Revolution Pi in Codesys. Before that, I will share my screen so that we can see a short example. So here is my Codesys. Please acknowledge me, someone. Can you able to see my screen as well as the demo setup in camera?
Yes, we are able to see.
Okay, perfect. Now what I have done is I have added one Revolution Pi Connect here. You can add or any variant, all the variants which are available in Revolution Pi, you can add in Codesys, and you can add your gateway and IOs as well. With Revolution Pi Connect, I have added one Revolution Pi DIO module, which is digital input output module, which has 14 digital and 14 digital output. And as you can see in this ladder logic, there is one small ladder is written. Here you can see the DIO module I have added. It has its physical addresses as well, and in a variable column you can give your tag name here. So these tags start and stop. We will see one simple logic. Start and stop this motor, and we will use one soft button to control this digital output too. We are using this two digital output and these two digital input for start and stop. Now you see in PLC PRG, these are the start stop. These are the first two digital input of Revolution Pi. This is motor is first digital output, and this lamp is second digital output. And this is a soft button which is made using the memory address, you can say. And for the same, I have created one visualization as well. Here you can see. These are the visualizations. You can assign the label as well. So currently we will work the functionality instead of going into label, because we have to complete it within that time as well. So what I will do, I will build this sample application. Before that, make sure that your programming PC is in network with your Revolution Pi. Means they can communicate with each other. And my Revolution Pi and my programming PC is in same network. So I can able to ping the Revolution Pi as well. The IP address of Revolution Pi is 192.168.1.181. You can see I can communicate, means ping is successful. We are getting response from the controller. We will close it now. Now build is successful. There are 0 error, 0 warnings. Now what I'll do, I will download this to Revolution Pi. For downloading, go online and click on login. And a benefit of using Codesys is you can there is a WebVisu application from which you don't have to have your physical HMI with you. You have to just put the IP address of the controller in a web browser. You will access whatever the visualization you have made in Codesys. You can access it in a web browser. So we will see how we can see this visualization in web browser as well. So this will save your cost of HMI. Any your existing browser enabled device you can use for your as a HMI. Once the downloading is done, you can see here the percentage. If it's 100%, the downloading will be successful. And yes, you can see it is the HTML5 based visualization. It will create a HTML files for your web visualization. When you download the program into the Revolution Pi. Now I have downloaded the program into the Revolution Pi, and now it is in stop mode. To run it, I have to run this, means start the CPU. Now the status of CPU is in running. And this is our first PLC PRG. Suppose if you can see here, this if anyone has any questions, we can see after this demo. So if you could see this, this is my digital input 1, which is as a start, and this is my digital input 2, which is a stop. Now, if you could see in the ladder logic, if I give a 24-volt supply here, you can see the motor is start. This is a push button type of program. And now if I give a stop, then motor will be stopped. Now this you have visualized this in this ladder logic. Same can be visualized in this visualization which I have prepared. So let's see in the visualization. I hope the visualization should be seen because of multiple applications are running on my PC. It is little bit, it's taking time to display. One more possibility we have, we can visualize the same visualization in web browser as well. For that, what we have to do is we have to put the IP address of controller in a web browser. We will see that. Go to your URL and enter IP address of Revolution Pi, means the controller, which is 192. It's not this one.
Meanwhile, we just take some question from the customer.
Internet not opening.
Till it responds, we can take question from participants. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Someone else.
Sir, what is the maximum number of server nodes or the client server or consumer nodes which are supported by the CPU, RevPi CPU?
Server and consumer.
Number of slave devices. How many number of slave devices in Modbus TCP/IP or Profinet network? Or,
So this is based on the communication protocol. It is based on the communication protocol. If it is a Modbus, then it can support the up to 32 devices, slave devices. And this is based on the protocol functionality, not the functionality of CPU.
So theoretical limit of the protocol. Okay.
Are you asking about the data limit?
Yes, data limit. Yeah, you can say that. For example, the number of slave modules, for example, Modbus TCP/IP slaves, how many number of slaves can be communicated with?
For Modbus TCP, it is a 64.
64.
If any specific application, you can write us, so we can help you in it.
And suppose if it is Ethernet IP, then does the number reduce or will it remain same?
Sir, we have to go with as per the protocol limitation. If you have any application or requirement, please write us. We will get back to you with the accurate answers.
Sure.
Now the room is responding. Now we can see our web-based HMI here. Now I have entered the IP address of controller, and my web visualization is loading into the browser. You can see here. So this is the first, we have seen the start stop button. If you give a start command, you can see this is the start button, and the motor this is motor indication. It is turned into green, and if I stop this, if I press on stop, it will stop it. For stop, we will use this a black cable. This is stopped. And as I said, this is a soft button which can be your lamp. If I press this will turn on your lamp. If this is your switch application, you can turn it on or turn off as well. So basically, you can use your web browser as well. So how will you get to know the actual output of digital output module has turned on? For that, we can use we can monitor the physical address of that Revolution Pi using a terminal. This is my SSH. You can use any SSH client like Putty. Now we are back into the code assist. You can see the same visualization which you are able to see in browser. That is in you can see in visualization screen in code assist. So what we will see, we are trying to read the output value. Okay. Password. Okay, my system is responding slowly. So you can see here the based on the soft button, the lamp is turned on as per our logic, and same DO app. Respective DO will also be turned on. If you take measure the voltage across that digital output to, it will be 24 volt. This was a small demo in Codesys using with Revolution.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, please ask.
What is the scan time for the each channel for DI or AI?
It is based on different type of PLC. For Revolution Pi Core, it has 5 millisecond, and for Revolution Pi Connect, it has 2 millisecond.
Again, you need to recheck. I think cannot be that much low. And what is how much change it can happen due to a bigger application program? What is the minimum and maximum range it can go?
Sir, with minimum and maximum scan time, I will get back to you over this. Can you put your email ID in the text box?
I'll do that. Yeah.
Still, if anyone have any questions, you can ask us now. Otherwise, we have left with few slides. We will complete that and we'll get back to question and Q&A session.
Next question is on certifications. What kind of certifications this Revolution Pi has?
See,
Sir, it has all the industrial certifications like UL, CE, ROHS, and all the vibration and EMI tests are passed, which is a requirement of being used these products in an industrial environment. All that certifications are passed by this product.
Do you have
So what?
CSA and FM also in this?
Which one?
CSA and FM.
FM,
FM detergent is CSS.
yes, both it has.
Okay.
Then after seeing this, we will see what are the applications we can have. As we have already seen, this can be used as a PLC, and same demo is given in Codesys as well. And you can use this as an image processing application as well. You can connect your cameras and get that feeds to Revolution Pi and send it to cloud for analytics purpose. Then you can use this as a data logging application. You can collect data from machines and store it for your analytics purpose.
How many
Then this is
cameras
on.
will be attached to this? How many cameras totally?
Sorry.
Number of cameras it can be accommodate.
You can have many means.
We have tested with 32 numbers of them.
Till now, it has been tested with 32 number of cameras, but with the access, and it can be connected with your Ethernet switch, and you can access each camera with the IP address of that camera and get that feeds, and you can send it to cloud.
Again, the scanning, basically the reason I was talking about is how many cameras, 32 cameras, how fast it can transmit. That is important. And it will depend on your Ethernet speed as well. So that is the
Yes.
main concern. Yeah.
Ethernet speed and clock speed of CPU, all these parameters need to be taken into account. If you have a specific number of cameras you have wanted to test, just send the number. We can get the details regarding this. Means how fast we can process the feeds from each camera.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
Then this can be used as a data logging application as well. As you can see, this one of the RevPi Connect we have used in a WTP plant, which is reading data from Siemens step 7 1500 PLC and sending this data to cloud. And this can be our data supplier unit for your IT and cloud system or production planning systems. And there is a last but not least, if you have the if you need the product as per your requirement, your logo, your choice of color, we have OEM brand labeling as well. Only requirement is your order of quantity should be maximum. Then in nutshell, with all its expansion modules and gateways, the RevPi offers the right tool for almost every project. And they are basically the Swiss Army knives of industrial automation, you can say. Or we can say in our language, this is a Brahmastra for IoT applications. You can realize any kind of project related to IoT or industrial automation with this Revolution Pi. And being an open source and Linux based and open hardware and open source programming, you have full rights to program the on first slide itself. Imagination is the limit to program this device or Revolution Pi. Thank you all for attending today's webinar. If you have any questions, you can reach us on the email mentioned on this slide and number. You can directly contact us. If you have any questions, you can ask us before concluding this webinar. If you don't have any questions, my colleague Mr. Prashant will conclude the today's webinar.
I believe Mr. Oberoi Amphil Singh has some questions. He has raised a hand. Sir, can you please proceed if you have any question? Oberoi? Hello?
I have already asked my questions. So sorry,
clarify.
it was left.
Okay, I thought still hand was raised, so I thought you have further question. Thank you, sir. So Pradeep, thank you so much for this presentation. I believe each and everyone who are on the board gone through this unique kind of product in the market, and I believe using this product you may get new ideas for your upcoming projects. Thank you so much, each and everyone. I think Anil Shetty has some questions. He has raised his hand. Anil, do you have any questions?
Prashant.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Anil Shetty here from SRNS.
Understood. Please go ahead.
Regarding one of our customers, they required EtherCAT IP67 IO link module. Do you have any range for this thing?
Can you repeat us? IP67?
EtherCAT IP67 IO link.
67.
Sir, we have this device in Lumberg.
Lumber, right? Okay.
You just send an inquiry. We will forward it to our respective person.
Okay.
Mr. Safra will take care of that.
Yes, sure, sir. I'll share the requirement. You please go ahead with that. Okay.
Okay. So that's fine. Thank you so much, each and everyone. Please contact us. We will catch you in the next webinar. Thank you. Pradeep, thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for
Thank you, Pradeep and Prashant.
Thank you. Yes.
Thanks.